I never envisioned having one mentally ill child, and I definitely never envisioned having two mentally ill children. I think the short term for Bodhi over the next 6 months is the same as it was for Janny during the same time. I think that they're going to be trying out different medications to get eventually to the ones that work. I actually do see him growing up and falling in love, yes. I think it's going to be a hard struggle for him, like it is going to be for Janny, but I do see him doing that, yes, with the right medication and the therapies that we're doing right now. When Janny and Bodhi reach the age of adulthood, I am more worried about that, but in a sense, I'm glad that we've got them young because it is crucial to get them trained on knowing the right medications they need to take. This is an illness. This is like diabetes. If you don't take your insulin, you're in trouble. And they need to know early on that they need to take their medicines. My biggest frustration with the mental health care system is that we have to go through the emergency room and wait about 12 to 16 hours to find out if there's a bed available. And if there's not, then oftentimes we have to go home or go to a hospital that is not as good as UCLA. After 3 weeks, Bodhi is back in the hospital, and I'm actually relieved because it is so hard to live every single day on the edge. You are walking on eggshells with him. Now, there are moments where he is at peace, the medicine's working, and you'd look at him and say, there's just a normal child. And then there are those other moments, which are more frequent, where he just can't control himself, and he's biting himself, he's self-harming, he's out of control. In the hospital, he is very structured to the point where everything is in control. We can't control the world, but the hospital has more control of the world, of their setting. And also, he loves the staff, and the staff trades off. There's multiple staff. With us, it's just us, and there are some people that are around him too, some other people, but I guess he feels a security that if he does go out of control, that they know what to do, and if necessary, they can even give him an ejection, which actually he prefers. Well, I know to most parents that sounds weird that I'm happy my child is in a psych ward right now. But I also know that if he doesn't go into a psych ward right now and get the right treatment and get used to knowing he has a very serious mental illness along with autism, that the future is not so bright, because as they get older, you don't have control anymore. And oftentimes they self-medicate. And that leads to homelessness, that leads to prisons, that leads to all kinds of bad things. Okay, so that was the worst part of my life, is seeing Bodhi strapped down. I'm behind him on a gurney. He is in soft restraints. There's one nurse that's over here, female nurse, male nurse to my side. We are all trying to control him, even in the restraints. And there's a white washcloth that we're all trying to put in his mouth that's kind of bloody because he's been biting on everybody and everything. So actually, that's the worst part of my life.